Welcome back to our video tutorial series on our Precision Hub Stands Porsche Pro Kit. So just a quick recap on the last video. So we've got the Precision Hub Stands on the car, the leveling pads leveled and in the same plane, and the car sat down in the Precision Hub Stands onto the leveling pads. So we talked about this in the last video, but with the car on hub stands, you can push it around with pretty much one finger, which is the goal. That's what we want. However, sometimes when you're making adjustments to the suspension, we want to constrain the car so it's not moving around as we're making adjustments. So for that, we have our lockout plates. So these will help limit motion of the vehicle while still retaining the benefits of the ball transfers. So today we're going to walk over to the workbench and check these out. So here we are zoomed in on a leveling pad just sitting on the workbench. So we're going to show two types of lockout plates. The first type of lockout plate is a complete lockout plate. So how this works is it will completely lock out the ball transfer from movement. You'll have about an 1/8 inch of movement in any direction. We also have, which are used in conjunction with each other, lockout plates that allow lateral movement. And this will make sense in a second why we do it this way, but basically this allows the vehicle to move and expand width when we adjust camber. So these are the complete lockout plates. They set right into the buffer plate retainers, kind of slide into place. There we go. We wind up using these on both sides for both buffer plates. So in this case, we've completely locked out motion at this leveling pad. Again, you get about maybe an 1/8 inch of movement in any direction. And then on the other side, we would use the lockout plates with lateral movement. They do the same exact thing, except they have a slot to allow for expanding track width of the vehicle. So let's go put these on the car, and we'll talk through some more details about how they function. Now we're at the right rear of the car where we're going to install the full lockout plates. Typically, we recommend installing the lockout plates on the rear of the car so that we can still turn the steering wheel for the caster sweep at the front. So just for repeatability, we typically always install the full lockout plates in the right rear and the lateral lockout plates on the left rear. So to install the full lockout plates, we're going to pull the car slightly towards us just to give some room behind it. Being very gentle, we put the lockout plate in the back. 1, 2. Now we're going to push the car back into the lockout plate itself. Then the other two will go in. So here you can see the lockout plates are all in, and the car is constrained. It can't move as much as it did before, which is the goal here. And so now we're going to install the lateral lockout plates on the rear left. Now we're at the left rear of the car, and we're going to install the lateral lockout plates. So the car still has some movement, as you can see here, with the full lockout plates installed. So we'll put the lateral lockout plates on the same way, except these can just slip in. One's in, got the second one installed, third one, just have to move the car around just a little bit, there we go, installed, and fourth one. So now as we adjust camber angle, these slots will allow the car to change its track width, which is what we want, while also limiting all motion, as now you can see we can't move the car near as much as we did. So most alignments will have the lockout plates installed the entire time. The only times to remove the lockout plates are, big suspension work. You're unsure where the leveling pads are going to be positioned if something moved, or if we're picking the car up and down several times, especially with quick jacks, because they move the car fore and aft when picking them up. All right, so now we have the lockout plates installed with the full lockout plate in the right rear, the lateral lockout plate in the left rear, and now we can show how much the car is constrained. So if we push it like we pushed it initially, we don't get near as much movement as we once had, which is the goal. So in the next video, we're going to talk about ride height and then move into toe, caster, and camber. Thanks.